surprising discovery in central Kentucky. Fish and wildlife officials say they found a mountain lion in a tree. Now they're facing questions about why they killed it.
I had the privilege of being his best friend, his father, for 17 years.
This is an odd time of the year for that to happen.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. How rare is it? Experts say that one has not been seen in this state since the 1800s, and fish and wildlife workers say they had never captured a mountain lion in the bluegrass state until yesterday.
They were called to a rural part of Bourbon County after someone spotted that mountain lion in a tree. Here's a picture of what fish and wildlife workers found. They say they later killed that mountain lion, and many of you have been asking us, why did they do that? Well, so Sam Smith got the answer from fish and wildlife officials. It's our top story at 6.
Mountain lions are not native to Kentucky, so when a woman walking her dog spotted one in a tree behind her Bourbon County home, she needed to call the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
So it's our job now to determine where it came from and how it got there.
Stephen Doby says crews killed the mountain lion because it was considered a public concern.
That is an animal that is put on this earth to eat. And it being relatively close to a human city, focal center, human activity, darting it, the time constraints involved in waiting for it to get there, the decision was made to euthanize the animal, and it was the right decision.
Its body was taken to Frankfurt to be examined.
53 millimeters.
Officials say the cat's body is in good condition, and that could be evidence it didn't travel from another state.
77 centimeters.
They are looking into the possibility that the mountain lion was a pet. It weighs 125 pounds.
He's big.
Big.
Neighbors say it's alarming to have a mountain lion in the area.
Sad to see him euthanized, of course. But then again, there's lives at stake, humans as well as animals.
Experts say this mountain lion was likely alone. They typically don't travel in packs. And if another one is spotted, they suggest making noise because they don't like people. In Bourbon County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Investigators say they will look into what the mountain lion has been eating to get an idea of where it may have come from. And we did some research on mountain lions, and here's what we were able to find. Mountain lions once roamed throughout North America, but now the National Park Service says they're typically only found in western states and Florida. Mountain lions can grow to 8 feet long, and they can weigh as much as 175 pounds. They can survive in many different habitats, including mountains, deserts, and swamps, and they can roam in areas up to 275 square miles. We have more information for you on WKYT.com.
He was making plans to go to college and join the military, but now the family of a Harrison County teenager will soon lay him to rest. 17-year-old Colton Burris died Saturday morning when investigators say his truck flipped over an embankment near Sadieville. Today, Colton's father talked to us about how he's now finding comfort through family and his son's friends. Kristen Kennedy has the story new at 6.
I had the privilege of being his best friend, his father, for 17 years.
Colton Burris was an accomplished student and a star athlete with a passion for serving others. The high school junior wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and excelled in Harrison County's junior ROTC program.
I'm an Air Force veteran. I was security police during the first Gulf War, and he's always had pride in his country and very patriotic.
Dad Patrick Burris works in law enforcement.
I've worked auto wrecks, house fires, any number of things but it's never been personal like this.
He's preparing for a reality that before Saturday was unimaginable. He'll say goodbye to his son Wednesday.
I've cried enough tears to float this room. He was an only child, and from the time he was born, he and we hit it off just like no other.
Patrick Burris says his son's friends are a huge comfort. He visited the school Monday to pick up Colton's things and talked with them about memories of Colton.
There was dreams that he and I had, and I'll fulfill them as best I can, and he'll be right with me every step of the way.
In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
What a bond they had, as you could hear there. Visitation for Colton Burris will be held from 5 to 8 tomorrow night at Ware Funeral Home in Cynthiana. His funeral service is on Saturday.
Tonight, we are tracking the search for a man police say robbed a Lexington bank. It happened about 2 this afternoon at the United Bank on Harrodsburg Road. Lexington police say a man wearing a ski mask walked up to a teller and demanded money. Shortly after the man left, police say they spotted a red truck that they thought was involved in the robbery. Police say they stopped that truck and questioned one of the men inside it, but they say the other man in the truck, the suspected robber, drove away.
Our officers pursued the vehicle onto New Circle Road, interloop of New Circle Road, and eventually lost sight of the vehicle at Purcell's Road near Alexandria Drive.
That same bank was robbed on November 25th, but Lexington police later made 2 arrests in that case. Lexington police are also investigating a shots fired incident that ended in a crash. It happened this afternoon near the intersection of Haggard Lane and Radcliffe Road. That's near North Broadway. Police say someone in one car fired shots at another. The car where the shots came from then crashed, and police say the driver caused a second crash while trying to get away.
It's kind of a confusing scene to work, as most of the information we're getting is just from witnesses. We never actually got to talk to the drivers involved. We're not clear if they had a previous relationship or knew each other, but at this time we're taking multiple reports.
No one was injured, and police say everyone involved in this incident left the area. They say the car where the shots came from was actually stolen.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what led to a Knox County man's death. The Fayette County coroner says that 68-year-old Jim Mills died yesterday morning at UK Hospital. Investigators say someone found him with head injuries a day earlier in Barberville. An autopsy was scheduled for today in Frankfort. Those results, though, have not been released. The Knox County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death, but they're not saying anything about the case. We have some new information tonight about a man arrested in Kentucky for killing an elderly Ohio woman. According to the Hamilton Journal-News, court documents claim that Daniel French has confessed to the 2012 crime. Police say French used to work at the retirement community where the victim, 87-year-old Barbara Howe, lived. They say French told Howe her medical alert system was broken and needed to be fixed. Police say that once inside her home, French then robbed and killed her and left her body in the trunk of her car. Police arrested French in Rockcastle County last week. He was taken back to Ohio yesterday.
It has been another dreary day with cooler temperatures, and we will soon have some chances for a little bit of snow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey joins us now with an early look at the forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Indeed, we're getting the colder weather into town right on cue today. Those temperatures have been tumbling since many of us waking up early this morning, and now we're running several degrees colder than at this same point 24 hours ago. Take a look at the numbers. Who says 7 is lucky? We're 7 degrees colder in Lexington, Richmond, and Somerset. Good evening to you. Those current temperatures are closing in now on 40 degrees, dropping into 39-degree range for Fort Knox into Hardin County. Most areas, though, into the low 40s. Let's throw the winds in there. Bundle up this evening. Feels like an even freezing right now into downtown Lexington. Frankfort at 34 to go along with Danville. Live First Alert Defender. Showers from earlier in the day now across eastern Kentucky. It's more spotty in nature, though. We're seeing some patchy areas of drizzle out there as well. Getting some of those showers now from Cynthiana, northern parts of Bourbon County. Hello, Sadyville, northern sections of Scott County, right on the Owen County line. So it's going to be a wet commute if you're heading north out of Lexington and Georgetown in the northern parts of Scott County. A little farther to the south, can't rule out some patchy areas of drizzle, but again, the overall flow continues to come at us from northwest to southeast, and there's one more little front to go through. That makes its way through here later this evening. Notice how the skies behind that stay cloudy, they stay cold. That'll be our chance for a little snowflake action. Those flakes do not show up this evening as temperatures continue to drop into the mid and upper 30s. Guys, we'll come back in just a few minutes. We'll track snow chances into that 7-day forecast, and we will also break out the white Christmas meter just ahead.
All right, we've been waiting for it, Chris. Thank you. During the last week, we have been telling you about some illnesses going around the bluegrass that have been making people sick. And tonight, the Lexington and Fayette County Health Department has an alert about shigellosis.
Health leaders say the gastrointestinal illness is on the rise here in Lexington, and it is easily spread. Jerica Insko has this health alert.
Washing your hands. It's easy and takes only seconds.
Rub them together.
This hand-washing talk comes after the Lexington-Fayette County Health Department recognized a rise in shigellosis, what they are now calling an outbreak.
Our first and only case that we saw was the beginning of November. Luckily, we've only had just the one case.
More than 150 cases this year of this gastrointestinal illness that's a highly contagious form of diarrhea. It's a huge increase from the 2 or 3 cases that Lexington typically sees on a yearly basis. Health department officials and daycare workers tell us that it's about not spreading germs, which starts right here.
So you just have to make sure to stay right on top of that, and again with proper hand washing and sanitizing and wiping down all the surfaces and things like that. When you're in a child care setting, you have to just make sure that those things are priority.
The Shigella bacteria is spread through person-to-person contact, mainly seen in kids, and easily grows in pools during the summer.
This is an odd time of year for that to happen.
So why the spread now? Health department officials aren't sure.
Right now, it's everywhere. Anybody in the community can be affected by this, and we're seeing the reports of that. It's young, old, everyone.
The thing to take away from this health alert is the importance of washing your hands. In Lexington, Jerica Ensko, WKYT.
Many Lexington daycares received information about shigellosis from the health department to make sure that workers look out for the symptoms and know of the spread. Bergen Independent Schools will be closed the rest of the week because of illness. The Bergen superintendent says student attendance had been dropping over the last week and fell to 80% today. Custodians will clean the schools tomorrow, but again, Bergen Independent Schools will be closed the rest of the week.
Today, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell discussed some of his goals when Republicans take control of the Senate next month. Senator McConnell will be the Senate Majority Leader in the new Congress, and he says that he won't waste any time getting to work.
We'll be starting next year with a job-creating bill that enjoys significant bipartisan support. First item up in the new Senate will be the Keystone XL pipeline, the Hoven bill.
The pipeline would carry oil from Canada to the Texas Gulf Coast. Republicans have been pushing for it to be approved for years, but President Obama says he is against the pipeline because of environmental concerns.
If you drive by the Centerpoint block in downtown Lexington, you'll notice a big addition. Look up. We'll show you what's changed.
And then it is a big milestone for falling gas prices, how low they've dropped now at one Southern Kentucky gas station.
It is something Kentucky drivers have not seen in years, but you can now find gas for less than $2 a gallon.
Yeah, no joke. You will need to drive, though, to Southern Kentucky to buy it. Spur Oil in London is selling a gallon of regular for $1.99. Store clerks say cheaper oil prices led them to drop the price at the pump, and drivers tell us they are thrilled.
I said I'd just get $20 today, and I thought I was getting a little, but fill my car up.
In the Lexington area, gas prices are still around $2.20 a gallon or a little higher. And don't forget, you can find the cheapest gas prices in your area by going to WKYT.com. A milestone today in the construction of a chemical weapons destruction plant at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Depot leaders announced today that the plant is now 90% built. Once it is finished, the plant will destroy nerve and mustard gas that's been stored at the depot in Madison County. The plant has been under construction since 2006.
It is hard to miss if you drive by the Centerpoint project in downtown Lexington. This will probably get your attention. A new crane now towering over the block, and when finished, it will be 25 stories tall. The pieces for the new crane began arriving at Centerpoint yesterday morning. A second tower crane still has to be brought in. A reminder, the left lane of Main Street at Centerpoint will be closed until Friday afternoon as part of the crane construction continues.